In 1999, Dr. Adrian Sang was one of the first Concordia researchers to be recognized by the Canada Foundation for Innovation. From CFI's $1.2 million investment, Concordia's Centre for Structural and Functional Genomics was born.
We managed to convince the university to provide us something like 12,000 square feet of space in one area to build the CFI facilities. This includes a lot of robotics, a lot of analytical instruments for us to analyze work, and also a computing setup.
It hasn't even taken a decade, but the center is already a world leader in research into how fungal enzymes can be used to produce anything from chemical-free cleaning agents to food preservatives to ethanol. The center has 19 primary researchers in biology, computer science, and chemistry, operating in 19 different labs. One of their main areas of study is focused on this, the mushroom. Fungi are nature's top decomposers.
We're trying to figure out how the fungi manage to break down all kinds of natural components, like wood, kerosene, plastics, all kinds of things. How did they manage to do that?
The enzymes fungi use to process their food are being harnessed by Sang's team to attack clothing stains, whiten paper, or even improve the texture and longevity of bread. And it's all done 100% naturally.
If we can manage to use a biological process, then we can substantially reduce that environmental footprint. And that is really the driving force behind it, is to finding a biological solution, all right, to reduce the use of chemicals, reduce energy consumption, and also generally reducing pollutants.
In his lab, Dr. Sang's team is determining the genetic breakdown of 15 particular types of mushrooms. By unraveling the secrets of the fungi DNA, which in turn shows how their enzymes work, Dr. Sang's team is able to reproduce the enzymes in the lab. Their cell factories can make billions or even trillions of copies of that enzyme. It's a long, slow process to extract and then recreate these enzymes, but that's only the beginning of the work. For Dr. Sang's research to be truly useful, partnerships are imperative. His lab does the research, and industry partners do the expensive, real-world testing. And
besides the pulp and paper industry, we're also partnering with companies who are producing ethanol for replacing, or supplementing the gasoline, and food company to look for things in food processes.
At this time, 2 fungal enzymes discovered and recreated at Concordia's Centre for Structural and Functional Genomics are now being tested for use in the food industry. If all goes according to plan, these discoveries could be on the market within 2 years. The potential uses of this knowledge and their potential benefit to society are limitless.
We can think about car panels, computer screens, various types of materials that we use can be coming from a natural source. So the material themselves, the conversion technology, every become a natural materials. So in terms of the impact on the environment, will be substantially lower.
And all of this can happen thanks to fungi that grow naturally in the wild, a team of innovative researchers, and the opportunity to test their theories. On September 10, 2007, Dr. Stephen High officially opened the doors to Concordia's Centre for Oral History and Digital Storytelling. This is the only such centre in Canada, where oral history researchers can digitally record, edit, and archive their work.
It's one of the few digital oral history centers in the world, and I think we have facilities here that are unmatched anywhere in the world. We have here a variety of computer labs, and we have a video conferencing facility that allows us to connect with other centers around the world. The Canadian Foundation for Innovation grant is making that possible, that we have the research infrastructure that allows lots to happen.
The CFI grant also paid for the development of another Canadian first, searchable databases of videotaped oral history interviews.
In the old days with analog, it was very hard to access, right? If you wanted to listen to an interview, it took real time, at least. The digital revolution allows us to do all kinds of exciting things, right? That make you can access interviews in new kinds of ways.
New digital technologies have radically changed the way Concordia's oral historians undertake their work. Researchers can easily audio or video record their subjects, and the result is much more accessible and manageable than working with bulky analog audio or video recordings. And in an aim to make this history truly accessible, the Center is also trying to develop a free shareware program that will allow all oral historians to upload, archive, search, and export video testimonials. It's called Zotaro.
But what we're on is on a road of development, right, and testing. I know this is the future. This gives continuing life to those stories, right, long after the people who told them are gone.
Thanks to these state-of-the-art facilities, the Center is now home to a major interdisciplinary project involving dozens of university researchers and community partners. The project is called Life Stories of Montrealers Displaced by War, Genocide, and Other Human Rights Violations, and it's funded by the Community University Research Alliance.
The grant is a $1.2 million grant over 5 years to work with people in Montreal who have escaped large-scale violence. So they come from Haiti, from Rwanda, from Cambodia, from 1940s Europe, and they've come to Montreal to escape horrific events.
The team will interview 600 of these individuals several times each. Their stories will be presented in schools and the community.
It's about academics bridging the divide between the ivory tower and the street, right? About being relevant, about giving back.
Every community has a history that deserves to be documented and maintained as part of our collective history. Concordia's Center for Oral History is the one place in the country that is at the leading edge of making this a reality. Concordia's Hexagram Labs officially opened their doors in the summer of 2005 as an integral part of the Hexagram Institute, a one-of-a-kind inter-university project in digital media art. The Hexagram project was made possible thanks to an initial $8.4 million grant from CFI, with matching funds from the Quebec government and industrial partners. In total, more than $9 million was spent on the renovation and construction of the facilities, and almost $12 million on equipment and software.
Without CFI, we wouldn't have Hexagram, that's clear. It's given us not only a place to work, but also a community to work with. It's opened up a lot of new kinds of partnerships between different people here at Concordia with the other universities who are partner universities in Montreal, as well as international exchanges.
With approximately 80 member researchers and more than 250 graduate research assistants at Concordia, UQAM, and Université de Montréal, Hexagram is the largest Canadian university consortium devoted to research and creation in the media arts.
We cover everything from textile arts to robotics to performance and dance, spectacular things. The most interesting interactive space would have to be our Interactive Exploration Center. This is a black box type space in which everyone can sign up for it. You get a 1 month in there to do some kind of research. So 1 week there may be a dance troupe in there exploring new ways of using lighting in theatrical or dance performances. In another week someone may do an installation.
The various Hexagram Labs have a great potential for synergy across disciplines, bringing together collaborators from the arts, science, and industry. A perfect example of this is the Rapid Prototyping Lab.
The Rapid Prototyping Lab is a place where you can make three-dimensional objects. You can either take existing objects, such as a small cell phone, scan it and replicate it. You can also use the file and change it somehow to make it smaller, bigger, longer, add new elements to the physical object itself, and then print a new copy of it. You can also start with something out of your own creative mind and create it online and then send it to the printer, and it can make a three-dimensional model of it for you.
Researchers in this lab are especially interested in ecological design. Their hope is that one day, rapid prototyping technology can be used to replace broken parts of objects, so we'll repair them instead of just throwing them away. Bill Vorn is experimenting with robotics and artificial life. His creations interact with viewers thanks to the use of sensors that trigger sound elements, lighting changes, and physical movement. More than just robots, These intelligent models simulate evolving life forms that have complex, adaptive behaviors.
The technology can be applied to theme parks, spectacular events. Also, they can push just traditional industrial kinds of applications too by using new materials in different kinds of ways.
Hexagram's textiles labs show us the future of clothing and material, and it's more than just cotton and silk. Researchers here are working on interactive textile wall panels and wearable computers that extend the traditional function of clothing.
There are a number of us here working in a new genre of intelligent textiles, that is, textiles that can shift and change shape or move or light up, all being responsive to different kinds of elements, whether it's the person who's wearing them, or it could be the weather or other kinds of information downloaded from the internet.
The development of flexible circuitry in fabrics has so much potential, from use in dance and theater to more commercial ventures such as safety or medical garments. These contemporary digital artists represent a new breed of artist researchers who work in multidisciplinary teams with technologists and engineers.
All of the facilities at Hexagram has put Concordia University on a world-class scale. That is, suddenly we're recognized around the world by all kinds of institutes of media arts and research technologies. This offers a lot more opportunities for integrating our projects with other cutting-edge projects around the world.